Sziasztok, ez itt a 2-4, remélem a szerelésemből már kitaláltátok, hogy meg zenekarral fogunk most beszélgetni. Igen, a Helmettel folytatunk egy viszonylag komoly beszélgetést, most pedig el is indulunk hegyaljára, ahova légy és kövessetek minket, jó?
How do know fans that you're having a good time on stage?
It's pretty obvious. Like I started a show in Malibu last week and I was in a bad mood. And I don't really remember exactly why, I just was. It was probably a girl, you know, most likely, and something stupid. And I said, but after like, you know, one song, a little better, 2 songs, got better, 3 songs, and then 3 songs, like I'm feeling better now. I have to say 99% of the time I'm enjoying myself on the stage. I'm really lucky, you know. It's like, I'm 48 years old, so the music is very sort of physically and emotionally and spiritually draining and demanding, and you get the music kind of provides you a lot of energy. You know, there's something about playing live music, it can't be you can't rely on the crowd. You know what I mean? Because we've played in front of so many different crowds. 50 people. In the last year we played in front of 50 people, and 2 nights ago in front of 7,000 people. You know, if there's one person in the room, you know, you have to get up for it and get into it, and you take the small crowds with the large crowds, and if the music doesn't do it for you, you should probably stop. When I sit down to write an album, it's not, I say, you know, this some concept from it. All these songs are going to be about, you know, girls, or all these songs are going to be about politics, or all these songs are going to be about, you know, I'm not trying to, there's no message, you know, other than a fascination with the you know, language and words and poetry. You know what I mean? Really, and that's a similar thing. That jazz is, you know, similarly, you know, fulfills this you know, this side of my soul or my personality that is kind of seeking the next, you know, sort of harmonic, you know, combination. And in Western music, there's 12, essentially, you know, 12 notes, you know, on the chromatic scale, and you know, I'm talking, you know, in general, and I'm still fascinated with that. You know, we're tied to Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, Bartok, as you guys know, Miles Davis, The Clash, the Beatles, the Stones, you know. Led Zepp, you know, we're all related, you know, because there's this whole strand of music that we've followed throughout years and years, and it's like as a musician, I was always fascinated in how you can continually rearrange these notes in new and exciting ways. I listen to rock bands, but I find a smaller percentage of rock music interests me than jazz music or classical music. For me personally, I've been playing the guitar for 30. I'm 48. I started playing when I was 18. That's 30 years, right? And no, I started when I was 17. 31 years. So if I hear, you know, somebody ripping off a Clash progression, I'm going to be bored. I'm sorry. You know, I don't care if they're wearing tight pants and they have tattoos and you know what I mean, and they're emotional. I don't give a shit, really. It's like, you know.
Which famous bands do you think you had the biggest influence on in the 90s?
They usually talk to me about they've always brought up the whole new metal thing, Korn and Limp Bizkit, and then System of a Down and the Deftones and you know, Quicksand and Tool. And I've heard all those bands, and I hear elements, you know, but they're also, all those bands kind of have their own thing, you know. There's just, I think what it is that the Helmet was such a clear vocabulary. Here's the guitar, and you drop tune it, and the, you know, the idea. Some of them everybody gets something different from it. And for me, it was about writing a really strong riff, a motif. You know, if you want to, like, I always bring up Beethoven's Fifth Symphony because that's the best heavy metal riff ever. You know, I listened to it yesterday. It's like it's about being musical and developing something. But people got, whoa, if I drop tune my guitar and I turn it up really loud, it's heavy and it sounds, you know, cool. Like, not so much. It might sound cool right now when you're 18, but when you're 48, you know, is it musically interesting? Highway to Hell still sounds good. You know, Kashmir still sounds good. Once I started listening to what I was hearing, what the music that was in my brain or that was kind of coming through to me, and got away from the guitar, then Helmet became Helmet. And I was walking home, literally walking home at night. I was like, stop! You know, and I sat down with the guitar and I had to change the tuning to make it work. I was like, oh, this note is off the guitar. I was like, it's a D, and then the lowest note's E, tuned down, boom, and I was like, oh my God, everything I had learned went out the window. So I couldn't do anything I knew because I had to this drop tune thing, and then I started writing motifs, riffs. Then Helmet became something. Dime was a free spirit, you know, and he lived for the moment, and that's kind of, you know, something I really admire, you know, because he rocked and wrote cool riffs and could play cool solos. Why don't you play? My uncle said, you know, get you play a nice John Denver song? Yeah, don't you like John Denver? I'm like, you know, yeah, he's fine, but it's not what I'm doing.
What was the strangest description that you have ever heard of your music?
Well, the stupidest one was the Thinking Man's Metal. Post-hardcore, that's what the last label called it, post-hardcore. And I was like, okay, metal, industrial hardcore. Like, really? This guy in a review said something about my guitar solos have no relation to the chord changes, and I was like, wow, either you are a fucking genius or you're the stupidest motherfucker that, you know, that ever, you know, got paid to write a review. I'm not writing music for him or her or trying to play music for any particular audience. I could care less. Like, I don't care if you can say, oh, he's old and bald and gray, or he doesn't have cool clothes or whatever. It's like, it's not what it's about, really. You know what I mean? And I've been so blessed that I get to wake up every day of my life and pick up a guitar and work and solve musical problems and work towards something and use the English language and try to solve lyrical problems, you know, like have some emotional thing or an intellectual concept and try to put it into words in some way, you know, and that's a blast. I can't think of a better life. You know, somebody asked me earlier, what are you most proud of? And I'm proud of the fact that I've never lost sight of where I'm going, and I'm going there. I don't care what's going on there or whatever. It's still about, you know, solving musical problems, whether it's in jazz music or writing orchestra music or writing Helmet music. You know, I'm still learning, and I'm still, like, trying to get better and still progressing. When I die, hopefully I've left something of substance behind, and it's not like, yeah, he had cool tattoos. I'm more of an album listener. I would never leave my house. I would never start to play anything unless I had time to listen to the entire side of the album. I didn't want to interrupt the music, and it's like the phone is always off. Never answer the phone. Never do anything. It's the music. And I say this to a lot of people that have attention deficit disorder. Listen to music. Spend time listening to music. It will provide you with a lot, you know. And spend time and get into it. It's like, I don't have a television. Fuck TV, whatever. You know, it's like, it's the internet. Oh, okay, cool. Hi, this is Paige Hamilton from Hellman. You're watching KETTtomNÉgy. All right.
We have like 12 questions left. How much time we got?
12?
We have two important ones.
2 is good.